What's up guys, Will here with Rennthusiast, and today I'm going to be talking to you about this 2017 Porsche 911 Carrera S 991.2. Car's in black. I've had it for several months. If you've been following along, then you know that I have done some videos on this car and I have talked to you guys about what I really like about it. And coming from an air-cooled fan, I've also told you how surprised I've been about how connected I've come to the car. And so this car is sold. I was able to sell it pretty quickly. I was on the fence about selling it, but I ended up finding a local buyer. He and I really clicked. The deal we put together was very easy for both of us, and so I have decided to let it go. But before I did, I thought I'd give you guys 5 reasons I've come to really love this car. If you found this video because you're thinking about buying one of these, you're trying to figure out, kind of like I do, like you're looking for all the information, all the footage you can find on a car before you pull the trigger, hopefully this video will help you make your decision. Of course, I'm kind of biased because, as I told you, I really dig the car. Okay, the first thing that I think you would love about a 991.2, depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your 911 ownership experience, is the comfort this car delivers. And so, you know, I'm coming from an air-cooled Porsche ownership background. I've owned several of these generations of air-cooled. I'm a huge fan of them still. If you're a loyal viewer of the channel, I want to assure you that I'm not leaving air-cooled behind. I know a lot of you have sent me messages telling me that you're thrown by the fact that I'm doing videos on on water-cooled. I'm not going anywhere. This will continue to be an air-cooled channel. This car brings everything that I love about a 911, right? The motor out back, the iconic shape, just kind of the whole experience when looking out the windscreen. It brings all that together with a level of comfort that I really didn't know I'd love so much. This car has been way too easy for me to rack up miles on, which is part of the reason I've decided to sell it. I kind of reached a point where I didn't want to get into a depreciation situation because I just couldn't stop driving it. I was taking it on road trips, I was taking it around town. You know, again, the comfort, the AC, the head unit, all that stuff. So if you're considering one of these cars, I think you'll love the comfort. The second reason I think you'd love a 991.2 is the rev matching. So I know that there are other models out there, other Porsches that offer this feature, and I know it's not unique to this car, but I have grown to really enjoy it. Many guys call me a cheater because I'm not manually blipping anymore, and that's okay. I still have a couple of air-cooled cars, and you know, those, if you've ever driven one, you know that it requires more of you. It requires you to manage the engine speed. It requires you to blip. And so, you know, I'll scratch that itch over there and I will hopefully maintain my skills, not let the cars do all the work for me. But I will just say that the rev match is definitely fun. I mean, I find that I leave Sport Chrono on all the time because that enables it, and that's what I think you'd enjoy. Reason number 3 that I have personally come to love the 991.2, and perhaps you will too, is the sport exhaust on this car, right? So I will say that in the course of publishing videos on this car, I have shared exhaust note footage. Some guys have said, hey, I don't like that. I don't like the pops. I don't like it. They say, like, it sounds like a fart. I don't know, man. I mean, naturally aspirated sport exhaust sounds a lot better. And without question, it's a superior sound. But that said, this car here, there's something about the burble, so you can get on the gas just a little bit, let off, and you can hear it back there. For me, it's very entertaining. You might find it to be as well. I'm not sure. I imagine there are some other exhaust options out there to bring it even more alive. But either way, I love it in stock form. I run it all the time, and I'm thinking maybe you would like it too. The fourth reason I've come to love this 991.2 is the exterior design, especially the back end. When I went to evaluate this car for purchase, I really wasn't sure about it. I was kind of like kicking tires. First of all, it was black, and that's just not my thing, and generally speaking, and I knew that going in, and I just hadn't been as turned on by the design of these more modern 911s coming from an air-cooled background. When I approached the seller's house, he had the car parked in his garage nose first, and as I walked up, I saw how the exhaust was set up towards the middle. I ended up just being really struck by how good the rear end looked. And if you're a real Porsche person, you know that when your car's parked in the garage, you might find an excuse to go out there and just look at it. And I have found that that's what I'm doing as well. So I love the rear end on this thing, but I've also come to really appreciate all angles on the car, and the headlights too, like the running lights. I don't know, I just think that they look really, really good too. So that's reason number 4. I love this car. Maybe you'll dig it too, so there's that. Reason number 5, I think you might love checking out a 991.2 is the engine characteristics, namely the torque down low. So this is a turbocharged 3-liter flat 6, and if you have experience with a turbo motor, then of course it has turbo lag, and generally speaking, down low the car feels a little weak. Once the turbos spin up, it really starts rolling hard. But I have found that not to be the case with this 991.2. From 1500, 1700 RPM on up the range, it pulls. And so why does that matter? I have been driving this car around town almost as a daily all summer, and around town, in parking lots, anywhere you have the revs low and you feel like you need to be able to get out of trouble, or you just don't want to spool up the motor, the car is highly usable. For me, I was really, really struck by how much this car differed from a 997.1 turbo I had a while back. That car was stupid fast. But it was pretty weak down low, and that's not been the case with this car. So there you have it, the 5 reasons. If you are somebody who's in the market and you're just trying to consume content, maybe you got something out of this, I would urge you to check the car out. And also, I'm gonna be chasing a replacement for this car, and I think it's gonna bring a lot of what's cool about this 991.2 into a more special package. So there's a clue for you. Definitely follow along for that. I always bring viewers on my hunts, my searches, my Porsche experience. And so appreciate you watching. I hope to see you next time.